famed inventor Alexander Graham Bell once noted, "When one door closes, another opens." But we often look so long and so regretfully upon that closed door that we do not see the one which has opened before us. In the case of Cynthia Buchanan, the door to her everyday life closed upon receiving a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. Yet rather than focus regretfully on what no longer was, Cynthia instead looked through the door newly opened into the world of art. Define what it means to be an artist in your mind.
An artist is somebody who thinks, sees things. Right now I'm looking at a dump truck. And I'm thinking that, oh, those are interesting lines. Those are interesting lines. And I think an artist thinks that way, no matter what they're looking at or what they're seeing. And an artist is willing to express that through dance, through music, through however, and put it on paper, or is willing to put it out there for others to see.
So what is your medium or mediums?
Everything. I paint with acrylics or watercolor. I make jewelry. I love old buttons.
Is this a pin of yours on your lapel? And tell us what it's made out of.
It's vintage buttons. I have a huge collection of vintage buttons, which started with buttons from my great-aunt Bertha's attic. And
sounds like a treasure trove.
It is. I like to make bracelets or pins, or I just love things that are old. Old postcards, old pictures. A lot of my artwork is old vintage pictures with a mixed media. Right now, that's one of my favorite things is mixed media, where I might use paint or stamps or melted wax or just anything, everything. Scratching, sewing. Just love mixed media. Anything's possible. I've been working on a project. I don't have it right here, unfortunately, but it's been a year. And it's a mixed media. It's 7 tiles. It's been 7 years since my husband died. And I was talking with a friend who said that 7-year cycles are a common theme in nature or in Buddhist theology. And 7 years can mean an opening for change. So that's what the 7 tiles are. Starts with an open door and just my journey, trying to figure out who I am and who's the best that I am, and having eyes wide open for anything possible. I've done Altoid tins. This one is a carnival.
So
and
inside,
it has
I'm going to get closer now.
The audience, individual.
Okay.
And then on stage, it's an elephant riding a bicycle. And it has some vintage Christmas tinsel around it.
And admit one circus, it says.
It's a ticket.
How long did it take you? The outside's adorable, but open it up again. The inside, the detail. My goodness, how long did it take you to create that?
I had so much fun with this.
But it's so minute. It had to take you weeks.
Yeah, the hard part was cutting out these individuals, and then I used Shrinky Dinks. Remember that from your childhood?
No.
It's plastic, and so you color and make them, and then you put it in the oven, and it gets very small.
Oh my gosh! So that's how you made them.
Yeah.
When do you know a piece is done?
Oh, that's a hard part. That is always a hard part. Should I just put a little more? And sometimes you ruin things by adding a little more. It is hard to know.
The more you do it and have the experience, is it getting easier to trust yourself that you know what it's done?
Yes. As I've gotten more experience, I do
Right.
have a little more confidence.
What do you do with your artwork?
Art fairs are not really feasible for me because they're usually heat. I'm really heat intolerant. It just makes my symptoms a lot worse. and terrain. Usually they're outdoors on grass, and it's hard for me to get around. So usually outdoor fairs are not good. But indoor fairs I've tried. There's a woman in town, and she has a store, and she does artist market. So she is very generous and lets us sell our wares there.
What about Etsy? Do you have an Etsy site or any of those things?
No, I don't. And I think that might be something that I should venture into, is get a website. I don't have one. Maybe get into Etsy or sell things online, and I have not done that. That's a big step.
In what way?
I just am not technically savvy.
Okay.
I'm learning. But as far as developing a website or selling things online, I'll have to look into that.
While you met Dr. Dale and he led you to this miracle,
Paint a Miracle.
Paint a Miracle, have you had interaction with him during this time? Or
Yeah, just this afternoon. He was here.
so it's now that you're
yeah.
at Paint a Miracle, you see him. And
I see
interact with
him regularly, and his daughter is a director of Paint a Miracle. And his wife, Annie, and his son are all on the board of directors. So I see them regularly. But I see Dale, and he'll say, I remember you.
I was just going to ask, does he remember you?
I remember at that place. You used to tell me what to do. I said, yeah, now you're telling me what to do. But he will say, I can't see. He'll tell me that, usually every time I see him. And I'll say, I can't walk. So we're a team. You and I are a team.